Hey everybody,
Hello.
how y'all doing tonight? Let's see, let's go to the chats, see who said stuff in here so far. Hey Hoggle, hey Lulu, my sister's voice, Sally Forth, Audrey Miller, Little Dave. Haven't seen some of y'all in a while. How was everyone's 4th of July? Mountain Violet, hi Violet. I'm hoping Larry will come over here. I'm gonna send him a message. Because we want to talk about some strange things.
He probably will if he's not on that other thing.
Well, usually he joins from Facebook. So, hi, Amy Joe. Let's see. Let's tell Larry. He needs to come on over here. Those of you who don't know Larry, he is amazing. He's one of our most favorite smart people. He's also a whistleblower.
No, we won't delete this unless it spirals into drama.
We only delete Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube drama stuff because there's no sense. You put it out there, you say it, people are going to clip it, everybody's going to talk about it, whatever. It's just going to perpetuate drama. And we really are on the professional side of predator hunting and getting shit done, taking care of business. And we really are. That's some of the things we're going to discuss too. We're going to let some people get in here. Hey, Sally Forth. We love Sally Forth. Sally Forth is amazing.
Yeah, she's all right.
All right. Every time Larry goes on lives, there's technical difficulties. Every single time. That's pretty weird.
You guys notice anything strange since earlier today or so? I don't know when the thing was supposed to be flipped on. You know when that happened?
11 o'clock.
a.m. This morning?
That's why.
Like our time?
Or what?
Switzerland time?
I'm not sure. I don't know, but me and a friend were talking about it. It was kind of weird that weirdo. It's at 11 o'clock. Yeah, that's because Larry knows truth. Well, Larry, he's dangerous to the man just because he is the truth of some of the highest levels of experience and some of the stranger things side of life.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wow. Hit the like. Yay. Thank you.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Awesome. Thank you very much. It feels nice here. Oh, thank you. So we had a really great 4th of July. We always love blowing up stuff like with fireworks and stuff. So we always have a huge fireworks thing. But this particular 4th of July was really special. Some of you who have seen me talk on Ernie's Lives has heard me talk about being foster parent. And a lot of people wanted to know a little more of that story. And my adopted foster kid is all grown up and she has kids of her own. And she surprised us with a visit with her children. And not only that, but her brother's children. And so it was kind of like this adopted family, little family reunion kind of thing. And it was very uplifting and amazing. And It's been about 2.5, probably 3 years since we have seen my adoptive foster daughter, but she was my first rescue, and she was the one rescue that set my whole life on the course that it has come to now. I met her. She is going to come on a live. She wants to get done traveling and things like that. And she's got to get back to where she lives and get the kids settled in. And she wants to go on a live. We were talking about it. And I just want to give, people something to look forward to, because I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited. And she's such a beautiful, lovely, lovely, angelic girl. When I first met her, was my first rainbow gathering. We didn't know what the rainbow gathering was. And I lived in Maryville, and I was young. I'd only smoked pot a couple times. And we heard that you could get pot at the rainbow gathering. And we saw these colorful cars going into town and all that. And I was 20. I had drank, but I didn't smoke weed when I was young. But anyways, we went to go see what all the carnival like atmosphere was about. And we went to a rainbow gathering, and there was right at the front gate when you get there, there was this family that was like the front gate kitchen. And so, sorry, the dog is trying to get in my lap. He's trying to get the dog out. So anyways, they won't go out now. I'm gonna come back over here and harass me. So anyways, they had 5 children and 2 adults, and they were cooking the most amazing food, and there was all this, crazy hippie atmosphere. It was all new, and to me and my friend, and we were sort of enchanted by the whole experience, and it all seemed so special. And this little girl was in the kitchen serving us all food, and when she walked up to me, I swear she looked like an angel, and she glowed this bright light glow, and she had long, like Goldilocks hair and big blue eyes. And when she came and gave me my bowl of oatmeal, she looked like into my soul. I had never had an experience where, anybody really had just like looked into my soul, like she was like some sort of old wise magi. It was weird. I had never experienced meeting a person like that, and it happened to be a little girl, and she thought I was an angel. We'll hear her perspective later, but I mean, I had my first baby, my oldest child, and anyway, she fell in love with the baby. She wanted to hold the baby and take care of the baby, and Jasmine was just so happy to be in this child's arms. And so anyways, we ended up staying the night, and they had pitched a little tent because we were just going to stop and see what everything was. We didn't know anything about it at all. And so they set us up a little tent, and we slept in that, but then we ended up going home and getting a few more days supply and going back there and getting to hang out with these people. Well, we ended up learning that these children were raised rainbow gathering and bouncing from commune to farms to people's houses and things like that. And at the time, I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. So I was fascinated. I wanted to learn what all this was about. And all 5 children were just glowing, and they seemed so happy. They were like out of a storybook kids, and they like willingly just did things. They worked and, helped clean the kitchen, and it was like the closest thing I'd ever seen to indigenous people's life. And so I really felt welcomed by him, and it just felt great. The dad I never really hung out with very much there in the beginning. He kind of always just, hung out in circles of other men and stuff like that. He always stayed like somewhere within eye of his family and stuff. But I had invited them because where they were going to pass my house coming out of the national park and getting in towards town. And so I invited them to come and do their laundry, and they could just regroup after the gathering and resituate and all that good stuff before they hit the road to go somewhere else. So they ended up coming with about 3 other cars of people. So my yard sort of became like a mini little hippie sanctuary there for about a week. But Juniper, she just like followed me around everywhere, and she just looked up to me, and I just felt so connected to her, like she was my family somehow. And so I gave out my number to these people and told them to always keep in touch wherever they are, wherever I'm living. They can come by and do laundry and say hey and stuff like that. And they did. I didn't see them a lot. They would come and visit, and then they just come and cook amazing food and be super helpful, and just be like these little indigenous kids that were little hippie kids. So built a relationship, and come to find out, the father, well, I didn't even find out till way later. But the father had been abusing the little girl that I'm talking about, the one that I adopted. And she didn't tell it for years. And I'm looking forward to when we're up here together talking about this. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of a background, and it's a very good general awareness class that anybody can be a predator and be around, and you not know it. These people, they were easily like hidden because they had this big giant LL Bean tent. It was like the biggest one that they make. And so they always like set up their own camp wherever you were, so they'd set up their tent, and they had their little chairs out, and they set up their own tiny little kitchen and stuff. And so it was very easy for them to, not really be around. And it was easy for the dad to be out of sight, out of mind, doing these things, and just a quiet guy and things like that. But they had come to visit enough that things started getting to be a little weird vibe, like getting a weird vibe off this guy, and wondering, and questioning yourself, like, why do I think that way? These kids are perfect. These kids are great. Like, they're so well behaved, and the family's so nice. They're just homeless. You can't like judge them because they're like living a homeless good lifestyle, and they were eating all organic and things like that. I mean, it was, it was an enchanting thing. And I felt super connected like to this family, but definitely started to get creeped out by the dad. And he was very in tune. And as soon as he found out or figured out that we were starting to just notice like weird glances, or going on a walk with just her, and just weird things that gave you a weird vibe, he was gone. He disappeared with his family, and I never heard from them or saw them, or and I always wondered what happened to them, and wondered what I could have done to find out if what I felt and suspected was going on was really going on. And I would never know, and it haunted me. It really bothered me because, there towards the end, it was starting to be like what is going on here. And I mean, he knew it. He just knew it instantly. And he was just out. And one day my dad gets a phone call from Juniper. And she had called, and I guess it was like, I hadn't seen him in like 3 years, something like that. We'll have to ask her. Her memory's probably better than mine. But my dad calls me and he says, you know, those rainbow people that that you thought had been doing stuff, well, they're looking for you. And he said, but it's the little girl. And he said, she gave a number, but she needs you to call her. So I called her, and she had saved her money to make a phone call to ask my dad for the number. But of course, he wasn't going to give the number out. So I mean, my heart just started pounding like, oh my gosh, something's wrong, you know? And so anyways, as soon as I talked to her, she asked if I could come to where she was. And it was all the way in Florida. It took us like, I don't know, 5-6 hours to get to where they were at. And I was working at a 5-star bed and breakfast spa and a chiropractic clinic. So I had 2 jobs, but I called in a family emergency. That's how important it was for me to just drop everything and go to this person that I had thought about all this time, you know, and just wondered if these kids were safe. And, you know, not even really knowing if their last names were their last names, or, you know, how to even, like, you try to tell DCS and they're like, well, what state are they in? Well, what county are they in? We're all different divisions. It's not like there's a whole national, you know, manhunt for parents that are running around with their kids, you know. So they were impossible to track. So of course, as soon as I, you know, had that location, we were off. We went, and it was the craziest place I'd ever seen. It was when I decided that I didn't ever want to be a hippie. There were a bunch of really predatory, like, I mean, they were just homeless people, you know, doing drugs and drinking and being dirty and things like that. And they felt very predatorish. And so I didn't know any of them, though. Not all of them. There were good people out there too. This was the strange thing about the rainbow. You know, you'll find some of the, you know, smartest, like, amazing people that go to rainbow gatherings. But then you'll also find some people that are probably just running from the law or running from abusing someone, and they're hiding out in the woods and freeloading because there's amazing food at those gatherings and all kinds of great things happen at the gathering. So, but there's elements within it that are really sad. You know, after all was said and done, and we went and saw Juniper and the family, then she asked if she could go home with us. And her father said he needed to go for a walk with her, and he went for a walk with her. And she came back, and she's like, can we go tomorrow? And so, yeah. And so brought her home, and she stayed for a couple weeks. And then just out of nowhere, she said, will you take me back? And I thought for sure that she wasn't wanting to go back. But she had not told me or confided anything. And I had given her a lot of different opportunities to open up to me. And she just acted like, no, I'm just growing up, you know, and she was 16. So it was an age that, you know, a child might want to go and experience new things in life. And so, you know, I questioned whether it was me or whatever, if I just assumed something bad about somebody and shouldn't have, because maybe I didn't, like, understand that person. But always go with your gut, because I ended up taking her back, and it wasn't a very good idea at all. But she ended up getting her younger sister and young brother to run away with her to head to where we lived. And they ended up getting caught by the law and stuff like that. So, long story short, because we'll go into it with her, the mother, well, the kids said that they weren't going to be around the father anymore, and they weren't going to be at this place that they were at, and that our place was a safe place, and that's where they needed to be. And so mom agreed to come this way, but live in her tent in her way at a campground during bear hunting season. And she was a really frail, small lady. They didn't have a dog. We took a pit bull up there to the campground as soon as I could get off, and we were going to leave the pit bull there. And we saw the situation. She was really sick when we got there, and so we ended up having the kids just pack everything up while she was so ill. I mean, she was super ill, and we all went to our house. Well, things escalated, and the mom ended up getting really upset because she wanted to be in the woods. She had some sort of weird phobia of being inside houses. So it was kind of like a mental illness, as you get to know people, you start to understand a little more, about them, of course. And it was strange, and she wanted to leave, and the kids, they took a stand, and they said they needed a place to heal and to sit, and we were welcoming them, and they felt safe there. It was a beautiful farm. There was a creek, and it's just weird. It's not like we were living in the city or anything like that. And then she just got really manicky and went straight bipolar, and she stabbed herself in the shoulder with a steak knife. And so that got DCS involved. Well, I was at work when all this happened. I didn't get to see any of it. I'm glad, because it was bad drama. And those kids, I don't know if they ever had to deal with any manic episodes like that, but they sure had never had to deal, with their mom trying to inflict harm to herself like that. I know that for a fact. So I'm coming home from work, and then ambulance goes by, and I pull in. DCS is in the yard, and police are in the yard, and just saw the ambulance. My heart sank. I didn't know what in the world happened. Well, we had offered for the kids to stay. Of course, they were, putting mom into 5150 mental hold and treating her wounds and stuff. Well, we didn't have enough bedrooms for the kids to stay, so they had to go to a stranger's place. And these kids aren't like normal kids. They didn't go to school. They didn't go, like just to strangers that nobody knows or they met or anything like that. And it was very traumatizing for them that they were being separated from us after their mom, had just done that in front of them. And so the DCS officers stayed and, told us our options. So we had to have another room. And man, us and like my friend who owned a construction company and some people that cared about the whole, family, but didn't know either. They came from out of state, and we whipped together a whole addition onto our house in just like a couple weeks. And so the kids, I had to go to foster parent classes and had to actually become a legal foster parent over this, and not have to. I wanted to. I chose to, and they're forever grateful for that. So yeah, that's a little short story of my first rescue. I just wanted to give you guys a general background before you actually meet and talk to this person as we talk, to each other. But she's a beautiful person, and she really is like my spirit daughter. I don't know if any of you have ever had just a connection to someone that you felt like, it was a spirit kid. You had to protect it and help it and, nurture it. And that's what I did. And it just filled my heart when she showed up here with her brother's kids too. I had known her brother's first baby when she was a little bitty baby. Because that brother actually, he didn't run away with the other two. He ran away and got away. And so he lived the rainbow road path. Because they were rainbow kids, there were families that just, took him in. But he was not going into DCS custody at all. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways, I'm glad you like that short. I mean, not short, but the short version of my first rescue. So.
Yeah, I guess she wants to come on in a few days when she gets home and situated and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad she agreed to do that because we've been wanting her to do it for a while, but yeah, like anything like that, you can't push it.
Well, I've never really asked her. We
asked her the last time, I think, but she had to think about it and stuff.
No, we didn't do lives then. I hadn't seen her she was here 3 years ago.
Nah, it was more recent. I don't remember. We asked her once before. But
maybe on the phone. Yeah, but she always wanted. She wrote to Oprah. She always wanted to tell her story, and we talked about that while she was here. I was like, "You remember when you wanted to be on Oprah?" She said, "I wanted to be on a lot of shows." She wrote to a lot of shows. She wanted to tell her story, and nobody ever wrote her back. It was weird.
I'm glad Oprah didn't write her back.
I am too.
Knowing now about Oprah.
Yeah.
None of that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all new information, relatively. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Beast mode. Oh, well, thank you.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
That's a flaw right there.
Yeah, it is. It's true a flaw, and it's sad sometimes. Larry hasn't answered me. Larry. You're right. My internet on this phone's it's not sending. So what do y'all think of CERN? Oh no. Beloved Ghost is in the hospital, guys. Send her lots of healing vibes. I hope she didn't heat stroke. I don't think the air conditioner had time to get there. No, see, it didn't send. Where are you at, Larry?
Mine did.
Okay, cool. I may have to restart this one.
I had to restart mine like 5 different times today. Crazy.
You guys want to see a scary video that I made years ago that I think tied into CERN? It's called Money, Mullick, and Smelters. It's a music video. Do what?
Is this?
Yeah.
Did you mean to start it?
Yeah, right there is where it is going to go into Money, Mullick, and Smelters.
From like here to the end? Kind of,
no, we can stop it when it's over. I know when it's over. You guys you want to watch it? It's kind of scary, but it really fits in with the,
super scary.
Pedowood, Hollywood, the way they treat stars and stuff like that. It's all symbolic. Tiny background on this is we study mind control and we studied their techniques, and we basically recreated their mind control that they use in TV and videos in a conscious opposite way to try to, like, we believe TV is spell casting a lot, and seeing all this stuff is mind manipulation and spell casting, and it's a science. It's not a belief, and anybody who's ever gone to graphic arts or marketing, you learn that you can totally control people by what they're watching and what they're hearing and things like that.
Put one in the chat if you want to hear it. I don't understand yeses and nos. I only do ones and twos, zeros. Okay.
Oh, Blues, we will. Yeah, we'll check that out.
All right, there's a one. Let's do it.
Okay,
There's some more.
here we go. I made this, y'all.
One strike mind over here.
Is that okay?
Like this.
Yeah, make it big.
Take it big.
Yeah.
Welcome to the New World Order. This is the aliens coming in Earth, and you're gonna Earth to suffer iron swag and slavery. And it's the first bastard called.
Trigger warning.
You better watch out. You better watch out, or you're gonna get killed. It's very evil.
I'm in the hot said anything, I believe it. Money will make a good man bad. Yeah, yeah. Money will make enough man mad. Yeah, yeah. Money will make virgin and virgin go to war. Forget about the good times. Nobody make it change your ways. You know carefully will make you lose your mind. Yes, if you worship it, destined for fall. Very addictive. Watch the selective. Nobody sell your soul. Just feel the money. When Jaja come, ain't nothing funny. Can't pay your way in among Zion. Nothing have enough love in your heart, my friend. Yeah, yes. If I remember when them used to beg a dollar. If I remember when them used to dead for hunger. Now them get rich and a one like big timer. Burn down the bridge that them cross over. Or you can't reach today and broke tomorrow. Don't you know that's the way life goes? Yes, money and money and friend a friend. Me not put no money before my brethren. Them a worship and a kill for the dollar. Feed the love of money, man, a kill them own a brother. Power is money, money is power. Materialistically, them get stronger. You know what I'm saying? It are the root of all evil. There's a youth, got a man, he a beggar no. Nobody mix up, you know the boy them something. Boy, you for trouble, we'll get it on the double, on the paper chase. Boy, now watch no face, and the little thing they want fit done the place. On a different way, them dollars and cents, yeah. You want to play with your life, yeah, my friend. Well. Money will make a good man bad, yeah, yes. Money will make enough man mad, yeah. Money. It's a crime. Share it fairly. We're gonna take a slice of my pie. Money.
What shall we use to fill the empty spaces where waves of hunger roll? Shall we set out across this sea of faces in search of more and more applause? Shall we buy a new guitar? Shall we drive a more powerful car? Shall we work straight through the night? Shall we get into fights, leave the lights on, trombones, do tours of thieves, contract diseases, bury bones, break up homes, send flowers before, take your go to shrinks, give up eat, really sleep, keep people as pets, train dogs, raise rats, fill the attic with cash, bury treasure, store of leisure, but never relax at all. With our backs to the wall.
Okay. What y'all think? Wait, I gotta stop sharing this. Here, I gotta put us in. Wait. Did I do it right? No, I did not. That's something else.
Wait. Stop screen.
Oh, there we go.
Can they hear us?
Yeah, I think they can hear us.
I can't hear us. All right, I can hear us.
So what'd y'all think of that? Pretty scary and creepy.
Yeah. Everybody's so nice in here tonight. It's
I know, it's so wonderful.
That's weird, Asia. What happened with the lights? It's she said all the lights went out
No
in her
kidding.
house, but all the electronics worked. It was just the lights. Is that what happened? That's wild.
That is super wild. And thank you for the donation. That was sweet.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Yes, our backs are against the wall. Awesome. Loved it. Thank you, Beast Mode. And Violet, you're so sweet. You always talk good about me. It's kind of funny because,
She used to talk shit about you.
oh my gosh, I couldn't stand Violet. She lived in a place that I called the Valley of the Plagans because they always playing with people. and playing people.
Plastic pagans.
Plastic pagans. But yeah. No, it's very creepy. I made a 6.5 hour documentary with my good friend who helped me and Xander create the documentary that's Predator Hunter Nation. We definitely have more film projects in the works, but the 6.5 hour documentary was to appeal to the arts and music industry. So all of it is music videos. And
Yeah, it's really psychedelic, and it's not for everybody, but that's because it was geared toward music festival
yeah,
goers and stuff like that.
yeah.
Something they could relate to,
hmm
and obviously not everybody relates. Rap stream. I don't know if he streamed that part, but he streamed a bunch of it.
He said he was
And,
going to stream the whole thing, and
yeah.
then like it was kind of funny because I watched the chat and everybody was like talking crap until like they weren't, and then it was like people were just like kind of starting to enjoy it and probably feeling bad about being so mind manipulated.
So yeah, the reason we
Fooled.
played that part of it is because of this. There's a particle collider
Mhm.
at Oak Ridge here, probably 2 hours from us or something.
Well, it's not at Oak Ridge.
Well, they have one there, and then there's another one, I guess, closer.
We think it's in Cott County
Yeah.
or bordering Cott County, close
might
enough
be.
to Cott County that there's an underground facility. We're pretty certain of underneath Cott County.
Yeah, we've heard enough just talk from locals about weird things that would happen around things like that, and then there's strange lights over there, and I don't know for sure. It's just a working hypothesis.
We've seen a lot of things in this town that is other dimensional. And I think that it's very strange that Stranger Things, it's in Hawkins County. And that's where Summer is over there. We were kind of looking around to see if maybe the particle collider was put there, because I don't think they tell the location of the one. At least I haven't been able to find the exact location of the one that Switzerland CERN collaborated with UT University and the Great Smoky Mountains
In Oak Ridge, right?
and Oak Ridge.
Never
They
heard of
all
that.
collabed together to build a collider in the Smoky Mountains. And there's so much weird stuff that happens around Cott County. I have never been to Hawkins, but I wonder if it's kind of the same.
It felt that way when I was up there when me and Ernie were delivering a pizza.
Hey, Team Rose.
And-
Thank you.
Hey, Rose. And granted, it was the middle of the night and it was foggy as hell. It was like straight out of a horror movie. But as soon as you cross into that county, and I've heard this from other people who have gone up there, just the sense of dread just falls over everything. It's so
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason for it or not, but yeah, it's a weird place.
Yeah. Huge portals. There are, some are negative, but there's a very, very sacred portal also in Tennessee.
Mhm.
And anybody who is conscious and aware of that kind of thing, I mean, even if you're not, I take people who are ready to be open and aware and conscious to this very sacred place. It's protected indigenous lands, and it's out in Tellico. And Tellico is one of the most magical, mystical places that I've ever experienced. It's like you're in a different world. Though I haven't been in other countries, I'm sure there's portal places that are on a higher, like spiritual, ancient level. But this place is definitely it. And there's rainbow light crafts out there all the time. Anybody can go there and skywatch, and you are guaranteed to see some crazy stuff. Growing up in the area, and we'd all go and hide out and top places and Star Watch and hang out in high school. Like our high school was right there in the mountains where a lot of this activity goes on. And as the crow flies is, you know, where the tail of the dragon is. And if you believe that the rocks were alive, the tail of the dragon is literally a fossilized tail of a very, very large dragon-like creature.
Mhm.
And that's the famous road that motorcyclists go down, and they have a magic hat at the bottom, you know, and sort of race down. So many people die on the dragon
Magic
like,
hat.
all summer long.
What kind of hat?
They call it a magic hat.
Is it a hat? Like
It's where like they all throw money in the kitty, and whoever wins gets what's in the hat.
Cool.
Mountains were alive once. But yeah, that place is so amazing. And actually, if you start out up in Fontana area and then come down the whole tail of the dragon, there's a point where it's like you drove through a heart or something, because there's these geysers of water and it's pumping like a heartbeat. But one is pumping like one direction, and then you come, you know, down a ways, and then there's another vein that's pumping the whole other direction, and it's so loud you can hear it like driving with the windows up. I've always you know stopped there and hung out for a while, and you can feel it. It's like woo, 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 and that's how the water comes out of. It just makes me think of ventricles. So I think that place is really sacred. I think that's why it doesn't get developed. And I've seen people not feel comfortable there, but they were people that made me feel uncomfortable as well. So maybe they just didn't resonate.
I did not know that. Did you know that?
What?
About Clinton Laboratories is Oak Ridge?
I did not know it was Clinton Laboratories.
Me neither.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Have you guys seen the old billboards from Oak Ridge when Oak Ridge first started? They're really crazy. They have the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, with a message like as you know their employees are leaving.
Hmm.
You know, they're weird signs
That is
that
weird.
remind them of their vows of secrecy. My grandmother worked there. She actually worked on the production line that built the bomb for Hiroshima. And she said they always collected urine, but then they started wanting to collect the women's menses. So she quit her job. She was like,
I would too.
it was bad enough they wanted my pee. It was like, I ain't getting my menses. So, yes, people can be portals. Some people, that's why things happen around them too, is because they are a specific sound frequency. Everything is sound and everything is frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I pin that. Clinton engineer. Yeah, I knew it was the Manhattan Project. They have a spider lab there.
Yeah.
For real. You're driving down the road and there's all these like exit signs, spider lab. It's like, what?
Hmm.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting because we saw a spider demon once.
Not kidding.
It was really big.
It was very big.
Really big.
We couldn't see it with the naked eye. We felt it. The dogs were freaking out and barking, and the electric lines were going up and down. And then we started hearing it. It was stalking us. It was definitely a predatory thing. And everybody needs to get a night vision binocular. Night vision binoculars.
Or some kind of night vision.
Yeah.
We just found like the cheapest thing that we could. It's a little monocular from Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's around somewhere.
It's like $100.
But yeah, there's better stuff than that. But
Yeah.
you can see you know, things that you wouldn't normally be able to see at night or in the day at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Cleo's like looking at someone that's just right there. Like they're not see through. They're there. I ain't moving to Tennessee anymore. No, it's good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Tennessee's
It's
the
not-
best place.
It's a good place
It's a good place.
for the most part.
Yeah, there's lots of Sasquatch too. Don't believe all the horror story stuff though. We actually are mods for a Sasquatch page. You guys should check it out. It's our friend, and she's sort of like a Sasquatch whisperer.
Yeah, she calls herself a Sasquatch diplomat
Yep.
because people call on her to, like, if they've encountered a Sasquatch and they're not really sure what to do about it, they call her to come out and mediate.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
good
Really
job.
cool.
Really cool job.
She's very smart, artistic, and very credential.
Very credential.
Very credential. Yeah, saw the electric lines moving. We actually did get a video once of it happening.
It was weird because it was like a 2-minute video that I took, and then I uploaded it to Facebook, and they cut it down to like 2 seconds, and you couldn't see shit. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Moving to Tennessee. That's hilarious. Yes, you are. Tennessee, I think, is I think it's holy land. I think it's sacred land. I think that's why you see, you know, there's all these sacred names for things, and I think that's why nuclear physics has tried to commandeer it. I think there are forces, though, that our government seeks the technology to destroy, but I think it's too pure and too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the way AI is going about it will ever succeed.
Should I post the link to her channel?
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
All right. So yeah, she's having a live on Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
We'll be over there on Wednesday.
What day is this? Tomorrow? Wednesday?
Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow live.
So like in the morning again?
Mm-hmm.
Or afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What are you laughing at me for? I didn't do anything.
Has anybody in the chat had any crazy experiences like Bigfoot or interdimensional things?
I bet.
Not talking ghosts. I mean like otherworldly, like the other side of the veil kind of
Cryptids?
cryptids and creatures.
I don't really like the word cryptid for Bigfoot or anything like that because it's like a creepy term, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a connotation of it.
What was that? This missile brigades.
What this?
Oh, okay. Wow.
They're replying to
I
something.
don't trust Elon either.
Yeah, well, I don't know the guy. I don't know.
Neuralink is very strange.
A lot of people really like him. He says good stuff, but they all do.
I mean, I don't know. I often wonder if people who have artificially been synthesized or programmed or implanted, I often wonder if they have a conscience or if they truly like feel like we feel as organic, raw, natural humans, you know, the way that we're meant to be. Because I find that some people just, they have no conscience. They have just no feelings.
Especially if you're a robot.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Data on Star Trek, but different personality. But I don't know, it makes like he has a sense of humor, as if like Data had a sense of humor or something. I don't know. He's kind of cool too, though. So it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's got good intentions. It's hard to say without knowing someone, you know. I mean, everybody has like an idea of who all these famous people are in their mind, but nobody really knows.
Somebody asked what your experiences with Bigfoot are. Where was that? Hey, Xander.
Oh, we've seen a lot of Bigfoots or Sasquatches. I guess Bigfoot's like offensive. I don't know.
Sasquatch.
Um,
Y'all don't want to know what we call them face to face.
Well, there was one night we were at the fire pit and we were just kind of like chilling. We were out there, not really looking for Sasquatches because we didn't really know they were here. This is one of the first times we ever saw them, and we had already gotten the night vision because, well, we got the night vision for people because people were trying to like creep onto the property and shit, and so we were like, well, I figured we should get some night vision so we can see them better. And then we were just looking around with it, and on our stage there was a baby Bigfoot. And when I say baby, you know, a baby Bigfoot is like huge anyway. But there was a baby Bigfoot dancing on our stage. It was the craziest thing.
We kid you not. And it had a dog with it. And it was one of those real regal looking dogs that was almost like a jackal kind of dog. We ended up seeing a lot of those. We think they were messing with CERN during this time because this isn't like something that regularly happens every night. And there was a time period there around Christmas of the solstice is when this happened. And the whole month of that December. And I guess all of November too.
I don't even remember.
Because it started right around Halloween because the kids had made that little trail there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it started around a little after Halloween, somewhere in the beginning parts of October. And it went on until just a little bit after New Year's Day 2 years ago. But it got intense and weird. There was definitely things going on. There was all kinds of strange vehicles coming into town, like en masse, military vehicles, special op kind of people, blacked out. There were tags that had these red plates over the top of them where you couldn't see the tag at all. But I'm assuming they can be scanned by a scanner, so you couldn't see them. Cars that just don't come to Cott County in the winter. And it was like a whole parade of them during the Saturnalia time. So a lot of crazy stuff went down then, and there was a lot of CERN type activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a mystery to us what really went down outside of our own experiences, but they weren't just our experiences either. There were people who like came over here and some of them got scared.
Yeah, there's people who won't come over because they're too afraid to.
Yeah, they love us to death, but they're too afraid because of some of the scary things that we saw during that time.
Try not to make fun of them too much.
No.
Too much.
But yeah, we experienced a lot. They like Bigfoot likes cedar flutes. before they started dropping people off, we almost wonder if they were dropping people off because they knew that we were seeing things like Sasquatch and stuff. And we're actually people who are trying to get them to come closer and communicate. They make really cool sounds, and you can hear them in the woods, like observing you and stuff. And because they're big, like you can hear them. It's not a human kind of thing, but we were sitting out by the fire, and I have a cedar flute that I like to play, and they would come closer to the flute. So if anybody ever wants to like lure in the Wookiees,
Yeah, they
just-
like music. They like they love shiny rocks. They love weed. They like weed.
Yep,
I don't know what they do with it. They probably eat it.
they probably do.
Well,
Hemp, because we had a lot of hemp, so we'd take them hemp,
yeah.
and we give them offerings.
Yeah, you can if you know that you have them in your area, you can leave like little offerings for them, and they do really appreciate it because they'll take it.
Project Bluebeam, I do not think is CERN. It is NASA. NASA is Project Bluebeam. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Bluebeam is more of like a hoax thing. I mean, it's real. It's a real thing. It's just they project things into spaces to make people believe things that aren't there.
Right.
Like if they were ever going to stage an alien invasion, they'd be using Bluebeam for it.
Right. Yeah.
And it's for anybody who doesn't know, it's just basically a series of projectors,
Mhm.
pretty much, isn't it? It's just a lot of really high-powered projectors. They might be like plasma projectors. I don't know the technology exactly, but there's one badass demonstration. I'll look for it in a second, but it's in a high school gymnasium, and they've got they project like a whale jumping out of the floor, and there's water with it, and it smashes down into the water in the floor, but it's not real. It's just a hologram.
Yeah, it's holograms.
Pretty badass, but yeah, it could be used for some bad stuff,
Yes. Yes, some very nefarious stuff.
like anything.
Yeah. Which kind of are you gonna look for that?
Yeah, I can look for it.
Kind of leads us into, what is missing people and human trafficking have to do with CERN and NASA? Those are pretty important questions people need to be asking and researching. I think a lot of this stuff is just major distractions. I think some of this true crime stuff, the drama, is a major distraction. I think that people they just get sucked into it, and the people who are part of it are people that want to learn something and learn how to help and research and document and whatnot. And so they go there to find like-minded people, but they just get sucked into the distractions of nothingness. It's a negative and hate, and it's sad. It's really sad what's happening.
All right, I found it.
All right.
That's a hologram.
Yeah.
So imagine what they could do, in the sky if they wanted to stage something and make people believe there were aliens coming down to get them.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild.
Oops.
And be pretty easy to trick people. with that kind of technology, especially those people that are like, you know, save me aliens, like Mars Attacks, you know, when they like let go of the peace doves, they're like, oh, the hippies are, you know, up on the mountaintop. They've come in peace. They're like, they start like killing everybody. That is a very important truth telling movie, because the best part of that whole movie is that it was a sound frequency that exploded the aliens' heads, and a yodel. Grandma played the yodel, and it exploded their heads. So there's a lot of truth to that comedy. It's a great one. Y'all should watch it if you haven't already.
Yeah. Mars Attacks. You've probably seen Mars Attacks. Everybody's seen Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
It's old now. Didn't that come out? Late 80s?
90s.
Was it?
Yeah, because I think I had 2 kids by the time it came out.
Yeah, it had some graphics and stuff in there. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely a lot of weird stuff. Are you guys familiar with crop circles? Did you know America has crop circles too?
Yeah, a lot of them. We have most of the crop circles, don't we?
No.
Like in the Midwest.
No, they're out in Ohio, near Serpent Mound.
Ohio's
like-
in America.
Well, I know, but they're
That's a check.
there's not a lot. I think they're mostly in North Carolina, and Ohio's the farthest.
Also in America.
Well, I know, but not the West. I thought you were talking about the West.
Ah.
But no. Europe they have crop circles all the time.
Do they?
Yeah. Ours are rare, very rare. Out at this place that I was saying that it's a very sacred, portal, spiritual place that is native grounds. There was a crop circle that happened out there. And I have seen so much stuff in those areas. And I'm not sure it's CERN. There's a way more spiritual vibe to it all. And I do think that the crop circle makers are the higher spiritual consciousness that AI and nefarious governments want to harness their technology. But it's a spiritual technology. So without spiritualness, they're never going to attain it. They're just always going to, it's like the Aurora Boreas. It's a snake eating its own tail, and they just eat and devour itself. Just like a lot of these YouTubers. They're like the Aurora Boreas, and it's a snake eating its own tail, and they're just consuming and going in circles and circles and circles and repeating the same things over and over. And they're just grasping straws and things like that. And it's just a distraction. You know, collectively, we could all do something together, and we could inspire a movement, but it's more important for YouTubers to pick on each other and fight and ruin each other's lives than to actually save some lives.
It's very important.
I have a little gnat on my nose. North Carolina has had crop circle. Look up crop circles in America. Me and George made a video about the crop circle out in Madisonville. You guys want to see it? No, it's right here.
Yeah.
Unless you close that out. No, go right here.
This.
No. Nope. It won't be this one. It would be. It's Tina's young voice.
Little Tina.
Little T. Wait a minute. Let's see if it starts out with the. Yeah, there we go.
You want to just play it from there?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Here's another Tina and George OG. Here, let's mute.
Why is it going to, oh, it's banking over this way. Where's it at? Can't see it.
Freaking awesome. Speed aliens, go.
Go, speed aliens. Go, go, speed aliens. That is the same lighting combination as those ones from Haiti, dude.
Man-made or alien aligned. For the second time in 2 years, a crop circle has appeared in Monroe County. Check it out. This photograph's from the Monroe County Buzz newspaper. Volunteer TV's Mike McCarthy walked that crop circle tonight. Mike, does anyone know who or what made this?
Yeah, well, not just yet, Alan, but of course, everyone has their own theory on this. This new design's just down the road from the first crop circle. That appeared last May, also in a wheat field. Now, neighbors say whoever or whatever did it worked quickly and quietly. Beyond still standing blades lies others pushed in a perfect pattern.
I don't know whether it's man-made or not.
It's the second Monroe County crop circle in 2 years. These lines and curves appeared in Johnny Helm's 50-acre wheat field Monday morning.
I didn't hear nothing, and I'm up and down on that.
Her neighbor, Jean Merrill, first spotted the bent blades.
I always look out the window, you know, and I looked out and I thought, my gosh, what's in that field? What's happening?
But you can see crushed crop form a triangle at each corner, a pair of circles. But how and who wilted the wheat's crop quandary?
I really don't think it's man-made. I don't believe anybody could do that quick and get everything so perfect.
These thin lines are the only paths in and out of the crop circle. Helm says they're from the crop's fertilization, and they've been here months. The new field phenomenon's less than a half mile from last May's crop circle just outside Madisonville. Investigators ruled that design, quote, non-man-made. Crop circle researchers came to investigate last year's design and as for this one, they want to come back.
Well, they'd have to be very careful, because I ain't talked to the man that I rent it to.
For now, the rows of curved crops inspire.
I think it's something fantastic myself.
Not scare.
If it's aliens and they want me, they'll come and get me.
Are you going to put up a fight if they come?
No.
Why not?
I'll talk to them.
What if you don't speak alien?
Well, they better speak English.
And Helm wants to know, why her backyard? Now, investigators with the Independent Crop Circle Researchers Organization plan to scientifically test that design next week, but they still have to get Helm's permission. We have not revealed the exact location on purpose. Her land is private property, and she does not want strangers trampling the crop. So, Alan and Lauren, bad news for you. Public visits are off limits, at least for now.
Darn.
Yeah, but soon the scientists will be going and we'll talk to them and find out if it is man-made or alien aligned.
Into levels of higher consciousness, another gate opens. It is as though you look at the world with a new set of eyes. The colors are more brilliant. The compassion that you have for yourself and others is deeper, 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 deeper,
Gathering a tribe. And I feel like I'm pretty blessed. I don't feel like that right there is the man. I feel like that's something very special. And I have no clue whether it has some alien in it, or somebody that looks like me, or just this brilliant energy that just is consciousness, and it has no form. You know, I don't know, but it doesn't even matter, because I've learned like a lot just from its presence, you know, and I've learned for the better. I've learned for something beautiful and a much higher awareness and awakening of just what reality is and what this earth is all about, and like what my food is, and everything. So I can't imagine that it's so bad. It's something spiritual. And if that's the angels that they spoke of in the Bible, well, I'm all about it. If it's the demons that the Bible, you know, said against, I'm all about it. I don't even care about the words of the past. I don't care about any of that. You know, I don't want to be indoctrined with philosophies and thoughts.
As you connect with synchronicity, you connect with levels of beauty, levels of harmony, levels of joy, and dance right at the tips of your fingers, just beyond the veil of your disbelief. And so it is, as though you have stepped through a gateway into a new place. I'm standing on the same ground I stood on moments ago, and yet the world around me is as though I had landed in a new place.
When I realize I can create them here and we can start a new belief. And I learned all that and came to all that because of that light shining in the sky up there. And I realized one day I have more faith in stars in the sky that aren't really stars, because sometimes they drive away and they do cast light on trees. I have more faith in them than my government or the schools that I ever went to, or any of the gurus who spoke the words of the dead gurus. And I got real here under this light, whatever it is. I love it. And I give thanks that I got to see it and experience it and know it.
You know, it'd be crazy though, if like back in the day, if you looked up in the sky, you could just like it would tell a story. Like you would just connect the dots like a coloring book, you know?
Yeah.
And if you took peyote or something, you could like, you know, see it all come together, and it just moves. Like since we're moving, you know,
Right.
you know, like vertically on the axis, you know, if you just stood still and just like watch the story unfold.
Yeah, this was TV. But also, same as like our TV, we've built belief systems on looking up at those lights. Just like we built belief systems on TV. But it is like you're reprogramming. Your own brain is starting to accept new information, and it's going to delete like bad information as a way to get to this new software, basically, you know, this new area, this new energy, a new house that opened up, and so that it'll go in and the energy will be there, and then that area will develop and grow until it triggers another electrical response, and that electrical response will in turn work a whole nother level of our psyche. Why is it we only use a certain percentage of our brain? Is it because we're the like working class, like enslaved beehive, like ant colony people who have kings and queens and just weirdness, just domination and corruption and dog eat dog kind of mentality. You know, I think that our spiritual parts of our brain that we don't use are just kind of tucked away because at the end of the day we don't have time for them after like we've worked so hard.
As you connect with synchronicity, you connect with levels of beauty, levels of harmony, levels of joy, as though you have stepped through a gateway into a new place. I'm standing on the same ground I stood on moments ago, and yet the world around me is as though I had landed in a new place.
Oh, George.
Oh, George.
Always talking about peyote.
No, he's never done peyote.
I know.
But we were at native grounds during that, and there was jimson weed growing everywhere. And jimson weed is something that in ceremony, a shaman will pass around. I think it's the urine or something. The shaman eats it and passes around the urine, and then they talk to their ancestors or whatever.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. But I think peyote rituals are the same, and with all the things that we saw out there, just the orbs and just creatures and things. I've seen things out there that
You saw a Mothman out there once, huh?
I saw a Mothman. And it's true. They look like I don't know if y'all have seen Beastmaster, but those bat-winged creatures, those exist. And see, movies are telling you about all kinds of things, but they act like it's just made up in fiction. But, they had some sort of inspiration. But it was very tall. And, I mean, it was checking me out, but I didn't feel threatened at all. There's lots of strange things that go on out at that place. I saw a turkey vulture that was so huge, and it had mosses growing underneath its feathers and stuff. And it was kind of following us around everywhere we went and, just watching everywhere we go. But, we would take groups out there and everyone would see it. All the photograph or that whole video you just saw was all video that we took, or it was all photographs. And some of it was photographs that were taken of books. Like I have a huge book collection. And so we'd open up the book, and George is this amazing photographer, and he would take pictures out of all the things we were researching, basically learning, being surrounded by this otherworldly kind of plane, and crafts just right there in the backyard. And I don't know if it was CERN or not. I have no answers of what was going on in the Smoky Mountains when I lived on that mountain and around those grounds, but it was definitely things that movies and stories are made of. And we captured a lot of it on video and photographs. So now you know why they call me UFO Tina and conspiracy theorist and all that. But there's no theories to real life experiences, And when other people have those same experiences with you, and other people also have documentation of the experience, then it's not a theory, and it's an alternate reality that a lot of people aren't aware of, but it is a reality that's available to anyone that's in the right place at the right time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of strange things that go on Chilhowie Dam. We were hanging out with some friends, smoking on a mountaintop, and there was this craft that flew over the top of the mountain like it was flying way below. I think this one might have been government. This wasn't like but it was like a plasma type craft. The kind of light that it was like a light that did not exist in that time at all. And it still doesn't, unless you know what plasma crafts look like. But it came flying over the top of the mountain, right over the top of us. And then it went into Chilhowie Lake right there at the dam. And it illuminated the whole entire lake, like just the cove that it was in. And then it just got dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until it was gone. So obviously there was something under there that somehow docked that thing, or I don't know. But, you know, the dams do have to do with hydroelectricity and inevitably the nuclear plants and the coal industry as well. An aluminum industry. See, I lived around all of that, and so the 6.5 hour documentary covers Alcoa aluminum plant, because Alcoa will just go in and they'll just destroy entire ecosystems and, you know, poison people with slurry, especially in third world countries and stuff like that. And they don't care. Like, they just sacrifice kids in villages for aluminum, for aerospace, you know, which goes back to NASA.
It's the American dream.
The American dream. Be a Buzz Aldrin Lightyear. I used to want to be an astronaut.
Oh, me too. I think a lot of people did.
I wanted to be full-on astronaut. Went to space camp and everything.
Oh, yeah?
In Huntsville. Yeah, I got sick, though, so my mom had to come get me early.
Wow.
Yeah. I was devastated.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's weird stuff here, too. One time we were at the farm that we used to live on, like 5 miles that way, and we'd see these orbs. You guys have probably seen a lot of these light orbs that float around here sometimes. And this one, though, we saw it from our house, and so we went out to the woods to, you know, go chase it just because. And you know,
we chased it all over the place.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of exercise that night.
Yeah,
it just kept dodging us, and it was kind of like skittish, you know. Would let us get.
Don't play with that.
Kind of close. Look at you.
Is it?
Yeah. It would get kind of close. We'd get kind of close to it, and then it would just like, you know, buzz off, and then we'd chase it some more. But it went like, this is a huge property. Then we went up through the woods, and then we went down like through the chicken yard, and then it went down into like 2 different horse pastures, and we followed it all this way, and it went up the hill past the guest house, through the grapevines. It illuminated the grapevines, and
well, I remember when it came up behind the guest house, and then it went underneath there was this big porch, and there were 2 bay doors at the garage, and when this ball of light entered that space, it lit up like if it were like a porch light, like somebody had turned on a porch light.
It
but it moved like this.
Really an orangish light. That one was.
Yeah, that one was orange. Yeah,
and,
but it was like bright.
And it went all the way up, went through the grapevines, and we chased it. And eventually it went back to our cabin, and it went into the porch light, which we had a porch light and it was on. But it went into that light, and then the light just got super brilliant bright.
Yeah.
And it stayed there for quite a while. We were just like looking at this light, like what?
I know, we were out there, like, I mean, it was wild. It had like you know those energy balls that you can touch, and then the electricity.
Little lightning thing.
Yeah, the little lightning thing. It looked like the light inside of that.
Mhm.
You know, it was like different colors of orange, and it was like sun bright yellow. It was wild. It looked alive. It looked totally alive.
Yeah, it's definitely a light that you don't really see anywhere, but in those, I've never seen that kind of light anywhere else.
Fellow witness to history is a beautiful thing.
But a lot of people see him. I mean, we're not alone in this. People around here especially see him all the time.
Right.
They come in and out of mountains and lakes and stuff like that.
I mean, anybody who knows us real life that's hung out, they've seen them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're all over the place here, but you know, it's about timing, and you know, and I think they also don't show themselves to everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I've seen him other places too. I've seen him on the West Coast too. You know, so it's not just here. I'm sure they're all over.
see, I used to not even internet, and I barely even talked on the phone. I was just a massage therapist, and worked and worked at music festivals and stuff like that. I did not internet. I didn't TV, nothing, and so all my time was actually spent in the mountains, and I always lived in these places that were just remote and amazing. One place I lived at that's part of this whole area too is a place called Back Creek Cave, and it's where the Back Creek Cave Stone was found. And the Back Creek Cave Stone was this slab that they found that is carved in Aramaic, and it says "a comet for Judea," and it gets passed around to museums, but its home is a museum over in Knoxville.
Is that where it is now?
I think so.
Cool.
Well, you have to check. Like if you want to go see it, you have
Travels
to.
around.
Yeah, because they loan it out and it goes on tour.
Yeah.
Oh, but there is a what was that really cool guy that did all the weird places? That was it Discovery Channel or was it History Channel? Anyways, he went to cool places, archaeological places, and I don't know.
Oh, the Underground America.
Maybe that is.
Or whatever. He goes to underground places.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think it's America. I think it's just like underground.
The Devil's Rock, and he has really cool episodes. Check him out.
Catacombs, I think.
Yeah.
And in France, so it's not just.
He has a whole episode on the Back Creek Cave Stone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to talk about Jimbo Collins.
we actually don't know him.
I don't
and
care enough to. Yeah.
He has caused enough slander and lies and troubles in good people like us life that we'd rather not talk about him.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, we're trying to, you know, move forward. I mean, we'd rather have 40 people in here enjoying. Oh, you didn't offend us, Candy. We're just trying to step away from people always asking us about other creators that have tried to destroy our lives for a year.
Yeah, I think things get better when you just, for the most part, ignore them. You know, especially stuff like that where it's just little stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so far in the past now that what is anybody going to do about that? You know.
Right.
So
I think it's distractions because I think there are a lot of powerful people that are here and they feel like, you know, they have a purpose and they want to contribute to a purpose. And I think this is a total mind control operation. I think that, you know, people are, it's like interactive Jerry Springer, and it's sad. It's like you get to interact with Jerry Springer or just, you know, just terrible people, and you get to engage like in being terrible with terrible people. And these people may be the nicest people in the world, you know, out at the grocery store or in town or when they go to the bar or whatever, and their little groups of friends, they probably don't even know how cruel they can be safely behind a keyboard and how they can actually destroy people's lives.
Where's the Lovelock Caves?
I don't know where that is.
I don't know about that one. That's cool though.
Yeah.
Is that in is it Thailand or something where the no, those weren't giants. They were like little fuzzy guys. They were kind of like monkey like, but they had really shaggy hair. Is that what you're talking about? It was a really cool video. I just watched it like a couple weeks ago. Nevada. Okay, yeah, that's something different.
Blues is hilarious.
That's cool.
Full spectrum indica, huh?
It's a live rosin situation.
Oh, speaking of, anybody who wants to order some of our new products, we got Delta 9 legal Delta 9 gummies.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
In Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
And we're not a legal state.
Nope.
For marijuana, but they're derived from hemp. So they do it from hemp, and that's one of the things, but it's also by weight. So by the weight of the gummy, it's going to be under 0.3% THC still, even though they're like, 20 milligrams a gummy or something like that. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it's by volume.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty
yeah.
cool though.
Yeah.
They're finding every loophole they can without actually legalizing it. Pretty weird.
Yeah.
Very confusing. Very confusing.
Very confusing. Wow.
They burned them? That's not very nice.
Definitely watched Jerry Springer today. Man, it's all over the place. Oh, but speaking of the soap opera Jerry Springer world, we did want to address the topic of reporting people. Reports just calling and saying something about someone, they aren't going to get any attention, and they're not going to get the respect they deserve. You need to write up in a legal, professional, documentation kind of way if you're going to report people to different places, and you need to send the email. That way you have record of it, and it's also public access, but you have to timestamp it. You have to get the screenshots. You have to get the screen recordings, or the timestamps, and hope that they haven't removed the video by the time that you've sent it to whatever agency that you're sending it to. But a lot of people have probably overused their little call-in option for certain universities and things like that, and so it was all getting ignored. So you go to the governor and you write letters to your governor after you have tried other things and not gotten respect or action taken for actual crimes. But you also have to make sure it's a real crime and it's not just a dumb fight.
There's also this is, I'm posting it. It's the IC3 site, and that's the Internet Crimes Division of the FBI. And you can go on there and make a report about internet crimes if you want to. But like she said, yeah, make sure it's an actual crime, because the more people use it for stupid stuff, the less they'll probably, use that line of communication. I would imagine. I don't know.
Yeah, we have filed a lot of reports recently. I mean, a lot, and it's mostly crimes against our children. And these creators, they call themselves, lying and exploiting minor children that belong to us, and doxing our business and things like, acting like they know everything about your life, your taxes, your deeds, and all that, when it's all just lies. The things that they put out. And when you have things like insurance and contracts that are actual real, and people, you know, go out and say things like they're going to have those contracts, or, you know, the contract agreements aren't being made and things like that. It's all just made up stuff. That stuff's a crime. And our family's been attacked. They have, you know, intentionally tried to destroy our business for over a year and a half now combined, because the Cott County trolls decided to join the YouTube world. But the Cott County trolls are trolls because we uncovered a lot of stuff in Cott County. And we started asking questions about whether they built CERN somewhere near Cott County, or if there's an entrance to the underground facility, which is in the Smoky Mountains, that we know for a fact something was built in the Smoky Mountains, and it's part of the Atlas Project. And people wanted to act like we had no idea what we were talking about. We watch too much TV or something, which we don't really hardly ever even watch TV.
Georgia Guidestones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know about those.
Yep. Yeah, there has to be examples made of these trolls who go real life, because they really do mess up people's lives. And it's disgusting. I don't think block means blocked is ever going to work. I do not support block means blocked. We've discussed it with professionals and other team members and people that work in law. And basically, block means block would actually create a perfect haven for predators and for people to sell child porn openly and things like that. It's not good. Like, a predator could have their own page, and anybody they're suspicious of, they can just block it and they can't see it. A lot of the ways that we're catching all these predators, and I'm talking about the law enforcement actually prosecuting predators. A lot of law enforcement are accepting tips from the public about these predators. Not all states have the law that a decoy, you know, can't get a prosecution pretty much on a predator. Tennessee has that law, though. So, what? What was I off track?
You want to talk about the Georgia Guidestones?
Well, we can talk about the Georgia Guidestones.
They're in Georgia. They're Guidestones. They pretty much lay out culling the herd in several different languages on these big rocks in Georgia.
Yeah.
And there's I think it's been found out who wrote them and put them there and stuff, but for a while it was a mystery. Pretty mysterious.
Yeah, it is pretty serious. Deep underground military. They're everywhere. Underground military bases are everywhere. And there's actually particle colliders everywhere, too. There are so many of them. There's one in Chicago. I think that when they turn these things on, they can harvest energy, like people energy. So that's part of why there's a lot of the PSYOP propaganda kind of stuff. And they generate fear. And I think that maybe these particle colliders have the capacity to absorb that energy and use it for something. Who knows what it is? they don't ever tell us the truth about anything. Oh, here's something interesting about Cott County and the whole CERN and ORNL thing. There was this scientist. What was his name? They found his body in the woods.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
He was a huge Oak Ridge scientist. All right. He's on our Stranger Things, the Cott County page. All right. Oh,
Delta 8.
right, that's Larry.
Do you want to come up?
I don't know. I'm asking him. Go ahead and talk.
Delta 8 is a THC, so it will get you high. So it's not really similar to CBD. It does have some of the same effects. It'll kill pain. It'll, in some people, it'll help anxiety. Not everybody though. Like, I can't take it for anxiety. It just makes it worse. But yeah, I mean, depending on who you are, it could have some of the same effects, but it will get you high. It is, yeah.
CBD doesn't get you high though.
Right.
You know, some people don't like to get high. They don't like the feeling. It doesn't mean it's poison. It doesn't mean it's bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do THC, but a lot of people do, and it helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why we sell it.
I hate it when I eat too much of an edible, so I don't eat edibles much, and I get really slow, and I forget what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're probably not alone there.
Yeah, I don't like that. Let's see. What is that guy's name? Wait a minute. That's what I was looking up.
Was he found here?
Mm-hmm. Oak Ridge physicist. Are you looking it up?
I'm trying.
Okay, cool, because
Yeah,
Larry
it's,
just...
This
He's
is
so
from
funny.
April 2021. That's a video though. That's something else. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, look it up in Stranger Things.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, really? Okay, I was looking it up on Google.
Oh, is it supposed to be a suicide? Is it this?
I think it was a big cover up. Yeah, and his and his family seeking justice, and they don't believe that. They believe it was a cover up. And
Alex Heitman.
29. Read that. It's so weird. It's a Stranger Thing of Cott County.
It is a Stranger Thing of Cott County.
Yeah, people wonder why we're like, what the fuck, Cott County? Like, all this weird stuff was happening to us, so we started researching it really hardcore, and then we'd post about it, and then there were these certain trolls that they've dedicated their whole life to talking about us because we wanted to figure out what was going on in Cott County.
Was he? Are you sure this is the scientist?
I'm pretty sure it's not the parents that are trying to find out. Yeah, Oak Ridge.
Okay.
Or he was a...
No, he's a business supervisor for Oak Ridge Schools.
Yeah, but I think that... Let me find the other one then.
I don't know if this is the same guy. I might not have... I might have spoken too soon with that. It's hard to say because some of these articles will talk about like everything except for the thing that they're supposed to be talking about. And this is Daily Mail too. So. Yeah, we sell Delta 8. We sell Delta 8, Delta 10, and now Delta 9. We got all the deltas.
Larry might be coming up. I don't know. Tina and Xander like pollinators. Oh, thank you. We're busy little bees sometimes.
Pollinators, huh?
I've got this, guys. We'll have to talk about him another time, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. This like
Uh,
I don't think this is in there. Something different.
so if you're looking for Stranger Things of Cook County, Xander called it an oil, lube, and filter service. So you're on the right page, even if it looks like you're not. Let's see. Dang it.
This is a Facebook page, by the way. Yeah, I don't know.
He sent me an alien head. Does that mean you want to come up, Larry?
No.
No. He will another time then. Should have given him notice. We really just kind of missed some of y'all. And felt like doing a live. I was really excited too that my beautiful little adopted daughter came, and it just really reminded me of when I actually started hunting predators. I became a hunter after that, mostly because we were hunting your dad. But I'm sorry. And it's getting late, and if he doesn't want to come up, I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
Oh, and he said, "Found ya." Hey, Larry.
The difference between Delta 8 and Delta 10. Delta 10 is stronger than Delta 8. It's got more of a psychoactive effect. Some people say it kills pain better than Delta 8 does. I'm not sure about that one as far as personal experience, but that's what people have told us.
I think you might want to come up. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm getting tired though.
Are you getting tired?
Yeah.
No, it's too late.
Past my bedtime.
YouTube trolls are pathetic. Man, trolls in general are pathetic. But I do like that Facebook that you can block someone. But I think as far as the potential of YouTube itself, I think it's dangerous. I just really feel it's dangerous. A lot of the predators that we find, is looking at YouTubes and Instagrams and things like that. And we do turn these predators over to law enforcement. We just don't talk about it on YouTube. So,
yeah, well, when you talk about everything you do, then people find a way to negate it and cause trouble for you. So you're better off just not a lot of the time. But yeah, I put the scroll bar for anything you guys want from the cafe. Delta products, CBD, stones, crystals, anything. You can email us there. And I ship stuff out like every other day. So no matter where you are in the US, I can definitely ship to you. I'm not sure I'm going to ship to Canada again because every time I do it, it costs me like $60 to ship anything there. So
I know.
I would say that you should order a lot of things if you're going to do that, just to make it worth it to ship it. Otherwise, it's probably better just to shop local.
okay. So, yeah, we may be doing a live with Larry. He's gonna let me know. But like the certain topic is something that you kind of have to prepare for, especially with a guy like Larry. We love him so much. We really want to have more lives with him. Those lives are fun to me. I love lives where you learn something and you get to engage with people. It's so much fun. Like, I love that about lives. So make YouTube, have fun engagements again that aren't mean, and we all learn something and we all contribute. What we're learning together, that's a great way of communication with each other, But we love you guys. I think we are gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
I wanna play the ending of our documentary in case some of y'all haven't seen it. But this is gonna be our new little closer. What do you think? We gotta.
Which one?
It's the end. Our music video. So the song you're gonna hear is one of my closest spirit brothers. We've known each other since early 20s. No, it's on where it needs to be. Oh, you moved it.
I didn't move it. Keep talking.
Okay. So, anyways, his name's Justin. Seed from a tree. Just go to the black part. There you go.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's share it.
Well, love you guys. Thanks for watching.
We love you guys.
Like, share, bell, follow.
Yeah.
So there.
So there.
You said me give thanks for love, I'm a give thanks for life that I can I receive. You know me give thanks for love, I'm a give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe. And so I give thanks for love, I give thanks for life that I can I receive. Oh yeah, I give thanks for love, and I give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe. We said I know what I know, and I see what I see. That's why the Babylon them can't trouble me. Fight the devil down with true love from the Almighty. I got the one I love for the whole human family. The one love is what I need to see. One love, one aim, and one destiny. Me said the one I love in my community. Watch a Rastafari change your Babylon mentality. I give thanks for love, I give thanks for life. The dying I see. You know I give thanks for love, I give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe. Oh, God. Give thanks for love, and give thanks for life. The dying I receive. You know me give thanks for love, I give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe. Living one alone, and a vibe so nice. You know me like the father, so me not think twice. I also come him a belly ultimate price. So me never stop of following the Trinity's advice. Well, no man can question the faith of another, for no human being knows the ways of God. So get together with all your sister and your brother. This a longer road, still we have to try. Push the ladder, good vibes. In this time, we never run out of fight. I say, come to push the ladder, good vibes. Come to push the ladder, good vibes. In this time, we never run. Come to push the ladder, good vibes. thanks for love, and I give thanks for life that I receive. You know me give thanks for love, and I give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe. Give thanks for love, and I give thanks for life that I receive. You know me give thanks for love, I'ma give thanks for life. Regina and sister, you should know and not believe.